Welcome to TimeBolt Office Hours on May 7th, 2026. You are live with Doug and Quinston. We are here to answer your questions, check your workflows, and generally just make sure that you get the best out of TimeBolt. Quinston, we have Paul with us on the line, who is with Tech STL and Big River Media Group. Big River Media Group. And I know a lot of people were talking about your all's new production studio and capability at AI Trade Show. Great to have you on. Well, Paul, what I'd like to do is just make sure that I get you trained up and go through the workflows that you're going to most commonly find at Tech STL and with your studio. So could you explain a little bit about the content that you guys are making right now?
I'm part of a new consulting group that's rolling out nationwide. So it's called Big Advisors, Burning Issues Group. We're creating a ton of content. And if you look on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, you'll see we're posting a ton right now. And all of that is around my co-founder, Rick DeRee, who very experienced entrepreneur. I first met him. He was introduced as Rick DeRee with the DeRee Center at Lindenwood, which I knew about. Opportunities now opening in Austin and possibly San Antonio as well. And our goal is to have 10 cities by the end of the year and 70 cities ultimately. It's kind of exciting. It's a whole lot of work. It's a whole lot of, my book is Entrepreneur Means Do. It's a whole lot of doing to see what actually works. So it's a big part of that. And creating thought leadership in the business consulting space. A lot of YouTube videos that are longer form, but we've also done a lot of short form, which is where
We're talking about like live events.
I ran around, did man on the street interviews of different people that were attending the show and exhibitors, because a lot of the exhibitors are in our target customers too. That was fun and exciting, but I now have a pile of footage that I need to make sense of.
Let's go ahead and
So driving back, or actually I was flying back from Dallas, I thought I got to call Doug because I got this pile of footage.
Do you have a file that we might be able to work with? Is it a 16 by 9? Because this is the thing. I'd like to show you some specific workflows specific to your scenario, which has a lot to do with non-human sound. You have noisy environments. You're out there in shows. Show you the last time I was in your studio. So I just got your file. It's 1 gig. It's four minutes. This is vertical video. We're gonna drop it right in this. Let me just get some context with it real quick. Okay, hold on just a second.
Sure. No problem.
I'm gonna put this at 1.5x speed. Do not ever not put that at 1.5x speed. That way, when I hit the space bar, it's automatically previewing faster than real time.
I'm going to do it down.
Awesome. Hey, I'm Pete. So I'm with Burning Issues. You are?
I'm Dan.
And you are with?
I'm with Smart Square Tools. See right here.
We're at day 2 of the Dallas Build Expo. How's it going?
It's going well. We're showing off our product, which is a rafter square. It's a variation of the old tried and true rafter square that's been around 100 years. But as you can see, the old rafter square has a lot of limitations. It has a fixed fence. Can't manipulate it. But we
This is the perfect file for this technology that we're about to show you. So once you get the settings dialed in,
you probably use like a noise cancellation for this. There's a lot of humming in the background, right? So noise cancellation would work really well.
It was very crowded, 8,000 people.
In the settings.
You're saying put noise cancellation on here, noise reduction?
Yeah, noise reduction, correct.
Restart app.
Because there's a lot of humming, right? Humming sounds are easily removed with noise reduction.
All right, so here we are.
Hey, I'm Pete. So I'm with Burning Issues. You are?
I'm Dan.
And you are?
You can see right here.
I don't really understand the noise reduction thing.
I did reduce it quite a bit.
Oh, it's quite a bit. It's a massive difference.
Yep. It's good, Doug.
What's interesting is that it was like came in at like minus 20. You want to try minus 32 to minus 40 dB, minus 30 to minus 42 dB to check for any like just dead air. Okay, because it was cutting into a lot of sound. For some reason, it was coming in at like 26. So I put this at minus 32. All right, never go between minus 32, minus 30 to minus 42 dB. Okay. Now you can see more of the silences are actually kept. But this is the part that I didn't understand. Not going to remove the hums like in the final output. But what we can do here is after you get your silence detection settings done, run Umcheck. There's so much value inside Umcheck, which has to do with captions. And I'll show you this other feature where I think it's going to be extremely important for you. So I run Umcheck, goes in, sends out an audio only MP3 file.
It's for 4 minutes.
It's available once it's also available, just also understand you can download the text file, which is just only what was spoken inside the video. But I wouldn't recommend doing that right now or the SRT because we haven't made the cuts yet. I can basically just close out of here. Now I'm working entirely inside Umcheck. And this is what finds remove the ums and ahs and word repeats. So here's how it says it's going very well. Typically, those are like word stutters.
I might keep the very just because he was being expressive there, right? It wasn't by mistake.
If you want to keep that, all you do is go right here and allow. You click it to allow.
Okay.
What I'm going to do right now first is I'm going to do remove non-human speech detections from timeline. Okay.
Right. Yep.
And that's going to be this is think about this in layers. This is actually like a cut layer. So I hit remove non-human speech sounds. Now what that did was that goes inside the transcript and it only looks for where the words are. And then we also apply our cut boundary technology to where even if the transcripts are off, which they all are by they drift and ends of words get cut off, sloppy start to cut,
Sure.
stuff like that. Our correction layer goes in and looks for the audio boundary and then corrects the cuts where transcripts get it wrong. So
All the older tools that other tools that I use to put text on the screen I always have to edit them quite a bit.
well, we're gonna end that, okay?
Product, which is
And this
a
is the only
rafter
way to
square.
end it.
It's a variation of the old tried and true rafter square that's been around 100 years, but as you can see, the old rafter square has a lot of limitations. It has a fixed fence. You can't manipulate it, but we came up with one that has a fence that'll make it left-handed. Ooh, or right-handed, or unlike any rafter square in the
That's
world,
great.
it'll go into the flat
I mean,
position. So if I'm
considering
working
the
with
background noise.
contractors, I can actually
Great
do flat
cuts.
work for the first time.
I'm surprised it was able to detect silence when there's actual noise, but the noise floor is the key to that, right? So
Yeah, the noise reduction was the key.
thinking like a pyramid, that's the first cut is to
Correct.
I'm
Exactly.
trying to talk Quinston just to throw in that, just like that being the first thing that's cut, so we don't even have to talk about the
make it auto magic, you say?
yeah, auto magic where you don't even have to know to like click that.
It's
because-
not the best for every kind of file. It's only good if the frequencies in the background are repeating. Like if there's an AC in the background or something that's humming. So if it's a repeating frequency in the background, then it's great for noise reduction to do its job. Otherwise,
Yeah,
it will just like garble.
In this instance, the crowd is very constant, right? All these
Yeah,
people
exactly.
talking.
that's what, and that's that. Like if the transcript doesn't pick it up as legible speech, it will
Right.
mark it as silence or non.
Yes. For example, if somebody's like clapping or there's like some screaming going on in the background, which is not actual like speech. So the remove non-speech detections will take that part and remove it. So that will be in red.
So that wouldn't be good for the concert videos that we.
Here we are just like focusing on the human interview, right? So
Right.
that's the part we're focusing on.
Making it very clear and understandable.
Exactly.
So now I come back here and I hit turn off selected words. It takes into account the remove non-human speech, and then it also adds on the removal of filler words and identified keywords from Umcheck.
From a workflow standpoint, could you just say, let me see with all the cuts? Can you preview that and it might be good enough?
Yeah, you can play it and
Well,
just
I'm talking through this with you right now, Paul, but like
Yep.
what I just did, just know a couple buttons to click and it
Right.
is going to be done. Like that's the point. I'm just kind of walking you through. Like I just clicked, I made sure the audio was right. If you're like, this is the thing. If you come back and you've got 5 different videos like this that were all kind of recorded at the same time, you're going to be using about the same settings, right? So when you switch up recording, you might not turn on remove background, decrease background audio so that you get the better cuts. You just know that these are options that you have.
And that's why I thought of you, because I think I have 10 or 12 of these kind of interviews.
Yeah, but so now let's bust through this. Let's see what it says.
First time. And as you can see, fence right here adds exactly 1 inch.
Go back because there's a word there he says that is
This
extraneous.
right here.
I think so. Play through that part.
Here, look, it's the same word. Just listen.
Okay.
I can actually do flat work for the first time. And as you can see, fence right here adds exactly
See this? He said this twice.
the first time. And as you can see, fence right here adds exactly 1 inch to this.
I think it says this.
Yeah, he said this. That's what I'm saying. There's 2 times he said this. It just cleaned it up.
If you carry a torpedo level in your pouch.
Now,
Well, there you go. That was.
so for example, so now what I'm doing is I'm fine tuning the timeline. I'm going through, watching it once. Okay. And with this particular video, there's not going to be any chapters or anything like that. One video.
Yeah.
I hit the B key to back the USOB keys. Okay.
Yep.
You don't have to.
Hey,
so
don't call me.
the only reason I'm speaking and stopping the playhead is to talk to you. So you
Gotcha. I was just curious how I wouldn't want that bit, how you did that. So it's the back.
You'll know USOB. Like you said, we're not calling you that. It literally are the
It's
keys.
memorable,
You literally
yep.
just come into the keyboard. Do not be afraid to press the keys. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes people are like, oh, well, I just want to click up here. There's just no point. There's really no point. If you don't stop the playhead.
No, I'm a shortcut king. And when I train people to edit video, they go crazy because, but your fingers know what to do. No, I know what to do.
So with O, if I wanted to, I'm going to get back on, but with O, to turn a scene off, I just hit O, boom, off.
Right.
If I didn't like what I just heard, B, back cut. You see all that?
Yep. So how do you undo those?
Command Z.
Oh, Command Z, just like normal. Okay.
So we're going through, and as you're going through, you also know like this is like, let's say you wanted to see a little more detail about what's going on here.
Yes.
I can hit punch, an option to like that jumps between punches.
It's on the cut then.
And
It's
this is
just
the
that
thing.
region of cut then that jumps, right?
So it jumps between the cuts. P 3 times and then do the Alt Enter. It follows the previous punch
Right.
until
Or
you
change
reset it.
some parameter.
Like I said, now I can go here, Paul, and let's say,
Oh, on that clip for a second. Hang on. Let's go back. On that clip, can you now shift to the right?
and yes, right here, this is what I wanted to show you. I can go to right here, this custom punch value. So this is
Right.
like setting up the custom punch because how much you want to punch in depends if it's 16 by 9, 9 by 16
Sure.
vertical. There's any number of, and you can set any number, but there's basically three. So I do like 125 and maybe I just go freaking wild here and just do like 300 just to see. Okay. Like my punch values still stay, but I can actually customize punches. I no longer have 150, but I've got,
Right. Well, that would work because he's going to mark on that side, right?
and so this is cool. Now I want to show you something. If when you're going through, what you got is you got a bunch of silences removed and all that stuff. But what he was actually showing right there was a demonstration. He's actually doing a demonstration of what it is that he's doing. Well, you may not need that. Like, this is what I'd recommend. You come down here, make sure fast forward silences is selected. This is the only time that you go in here and you press this button above the playhead. Because what I did was I'm going to turn it to orange, and that means it's going to fast forward up to 3x speed. I might do like 2x or 1.5x or something like that.
So does it ramp to that or just
Yeah,
goes there?
it ramps to it.
Okay.
You can either mute it or unmute it, but just leave it unmuted. And for something like this, that way you don't lose the dexterity of the
It's
audio.
not jarring.
So you've cut out 41 seconds out of this 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Okay, you've got, are you like trying to design this stuff too, or is it like, are the cuts enough?
The cuts are enough. I'll probably put our logo, bigadvisors.com, and I might lay in the logo of the Build Expo Dallas. That may be just on the opener and the closer of these interviews.
You got fast forward, you got punch, right? You can right click for punch. You're hitting the P key multiple times, right? To cycle through and hit an Alt or Option and the arrow key. Okay.
Right.
So after you get done with all that, what you want to do is save your timeline cuts, all right, which saves a JSON cut list file. That's a simple cut list file. And then that way, if you wanted to reopen this file, you drop it in a TimeBolt and then you hit apply timeline cuts and you find that JSON file right here.
So it ties to it by the file name then?
And it's just a cut list. So you could apply a cut list to anything. It's just,
Sure.
I just match up the file names. You got multiple controls. You got like with left padding, I probably would have done like 0.01. Okay. Just because unscripted video, I usually do 0.01. You can get very tight on when somebody starts a sentence, but ending a sentence, you have long trails, S's and T's. It's best to leave it at 0.15 to 0.20. But you have to hit update silence detection settings, which would rewrite all this stuff that we just did. But as I said, you get that done. That's to your taste, right? You can
Yeah,
add
so you don't
back.
cut off words and that kind of stuff.
Exactly. But it's not supposed to cut off words. So it is literally like pad control. Like,
Right.
and it's
Gotcha.
what our 3-layer correction she also works with. It fixes to that as well, to whatever your taste is. This right here, you can add looping background music if you wanted to. Do it. Once you add the file, you can put it like 20%. It'll just it'll just loop that background audio
Right.
over the top so you don't have to do anything. Now, export with captions. Okay. This is something that I'd recommend that you do. We have baked in captions. And this is really the baked in captions part is for rapid video messaging, for
Loom style
yeah,
videos.
Loom stuff at work where you're in an audio deficit where you can't like watch something, where if you're like watching it on Facebook or getting your hair cut, you know what I'm saying? Like for no audio environments. But what they are, they're just basic baked in captions. These captions can be turned into anything in another NLE, okay? If you wanted to export with captions. But here I want to export with captions, and I set my captions to 15 characters per line. So
Right.
that's a good amount that I found. You could go 7 and it'll just do it by word. Okay. But I figured 15 is good. One of the other big things, Paul, when you're also talking about a lot of brand names, okay, and you get a lot of brand names, you're ended up having to go back, and you probably attest to this with transcripts, and go back and fix brand names. Like TimeBolt always comes out in transcript, time space bolt. And it's our like brand name. Even if I'm sending it
Yeah.
to like,
Well, big advisors always comes out lowercase big and then advisors lowercase. So I always go in and make BIG all caps and then the A capped, right?
well, guess what? That whole problem has been solved. We've got the only, because we do all this processing local, and we are it. That's it. There's no other, you can't go anywhere else, Paul, for this functionality, because we do it all on the machine. And I think that's what's important to understand. It's a little bit more to understand, but it is so helpful of a tool once you understand it.
The more things you take off the polymator
But so you are literally typing in whatever is the typical way to spell, and
Right.
you'll replace it with the BIG with the capital letters, and it'll do all that. And then now every time that you run Umcheck, it auto corrects all of those. So you don't even see it. All your brand names, all that stuff's done. Now you got captions baked in, throw some audio on if you want. Now it's the time I can export video. What I would recommend is that for something like this, to maybe boost up to put turbo on at maybe like 1.05 or something like that, just to kind of see what that pace looks like. Because unscripted video, who doesn't want to talk just a little bit faster, increase words per minute, and not sound like a chipmunk?
Yep.
So at this point, what I would do is hit export video. Wouldn't that
1.05 is not significant at all. I think 1.1 would be better. 1.125.
try it out? Export video. Now it's at this point, like if I was recording a video and I just wanted to send this to get a review or something like this, I could just export and upload to an unlisted link, send the link, get the feedback, boom, but doesn't suck to watch.
Right. So is that the banger function you
Yeah.
talked about? Okay.
Anywhere you see this. So it's quick video messaging is what it is. It's so freaking helpful when you need it. Video isn't
Right.
something you're going to use all the time unless you're me and some other, but the impacts, the times that you're going to use it have greater impact and more significance.
Sure.
Here we'll hit export video and I'll just show you what this thing does.
So the bangers, that it's an email message or a link that you put in the email?
A link with GIF preview. When you're doing this, if you have multiple
Well, the
files,
GIF preview, that's critical because too many people don't click on links.
exactly.
Correct.
Yeah, I know. We're working on the GIF preview is beautiful. And here, I'll show you what my pitch deck looks like with that as we're waiting on it. This is what I put into my cold email campaign. You know what I'm saying? Like I put that,
Yeah.
like, and everything they click on it is everything that is the whole video, the whole thing beyond the click is the workflow of
Right. Oh, I see what you mean. So it's multiple.
whatever
Right.
you see and you click on, you can do inside your firewall, or you can
Wow.
do outside of it.
That's cool. Yep.
What I would recommend with this as we're working through, what would be better if you have, let's say you have 5 videos like this, as opposed to rendering out each one at
Right.
a time. After you set it up, give your timeline cuts, and then when you hit activate turbo mode,
Do them all in batch.
add to
Yeah.
render queue. Because now problem is, unless that trick, can't just go in and drop another video and it'll say, wait till the other video is done rendering first. That's kind of internal knowledge that you have to know, that you can stack up jobs and then hit render all at once after you
Yep.
edit and go get something to eat or something.
Now, that way you can keep your workflow pace.
It's generally better to just like click a button and start the render. So that's why we have the export button as the main button, because it's easier for them. The advanced users just like take it to Final Cut Pro anyway.
They leave the workflow before they get there, right?
Yeah, correct. So they don't render to TimeBolt because they probably want to do design work, vertical like stacking with
Yep.
like graphics and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of
and
people
then
do these
this
smaller
case-
clips. A lot of people do these smaller clips. I just know it. A lot of people do these smaller clips. And if there's any way we can look at, when something's rendering and you drop in another project, it just automatically drops it into render queue mode, where if you're editing it and then you came back down here and hit export video, it would put that video into render queue mode. High quality output.
Fine. You ready? Awesome. Hey, I'm Pete. So I'm with Burning Issues. You are?
I'm Dan.
And you are with?
I'm with Smart Square Tools, as you can see right here.
Capped is Smart Square Tools.
How's it going?
It's going very, very well. We're showing off our product, which is a rafter square. It's a variation of the old tried and true rafter square that's been around 100 years, but as you can see, the old
Wins and that
rafter
noise
square has
reduction is
a
amazing.
It has a fixed fence. You can't manipulate it.
Do
We
what?
came up with one that has.
You can't hear the crowd.
That's because the crowd is cut off, right? Because every time the crowd speaks, that part is cut off in the video.
Roofing, sometimes in carpentry, sometimes
I'm going to see. I'm going to
flooring contractors.
show
But
you
it's
what.
not like a compressor that you hear pumping.
The
It's
fence right here.
Pretty
much
It's
invisible.
Exactly one
Look at
inch to this measurement. So we have dual numbering all the way down.
That's a great punch.
that was a perfect punch.
I'm waiting to see what the fast forward looks like.
Another one on, but now you're carrying the jig in your pouch. This takes a mundane task and makes it 80% more efficient.
Is smooth. There's the punch in.
Minutes.
See, look right there. You see that?
It's very small.
That was the fast forward.
I could lay hairs.
But watch.
It's the tiniest fast forward in the
Zip, zip.
world.
You know,
Yeah.
you're still able to see the
Yeah.
action just a little bit.
That was effective.
You may find that these burned in captions are just fine, right?
Yeah, they're fine.
Like,
That looks pretty good.
so if I were you, I would learn the render queue function, saving your files, drop it into the render queue, and stack up 5 or 6 of these that you're going to be able to do so fast. And then for each, obviously, as you're going through, for each one, you want to make sure, like, if you have to reload the project, you're going to need 3 files, okay? You're going to need at least 1 file, and that is your Umcheck file. So On this Umcheck, you just do download Umcheck, your transcriptions, and then this save timeline cuts tells you it's all your cuts, and the cuts are automatically tied to the transcript. So if you come back down and need to run the SRT file again, it's all good. So those are the two files that you need if you need to reopen. But just try.
Yeah, so if I brought those files into Final Cut, it would.
Yes, the Final Cut files, you want to get them through the TimeBolt UI. Just click on this button, FFCP XML. It will give you the Final Cut file, and then the SRT file.
Yeah, look,
Then it makes a package, right?
Click right here. You click right here, right?
Was that open with?
Yeah, you can just right click or just like double click and open it with Final Cut.
So it's a project file, not a library file.
It's a project file, yes.
And untitled. This is. See
all your cuts.
Awesome. Now that's what I need, because with the lighting in there, I would.
All your
being a tweaker, I would color correct, right?
All your punch values save.
Yeah.
Right? All that stuff exports, including the fast forward.
Oh, so the values are saved, so I could go in and adjust it.
Change it, correct.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
It's not like burnt in, like the punch in. Fast forward, they're not burnt in. They're actually like properties of the clip. You can change them.
I would be very picky about the point of view, right? The frame.
You can actually also export the SRT and just like drag and drop it in.
Here,
I'm pretty sure that should also work.
So export SRT, right? So when we just did file, import captions, and I think I know what you're saying, Quincy.
Captions, correct.
We want to do the SRT file right here, relative to timeline, import.
So it puts it on a layer then?
Yep, it puts it on that layer.
I think they're white in color. I think the captions are white, which is why you can't see them.
But that's where I'd apply the plugin, right?
Apply the plugin here. I get a plugin, apply it in, and as you can see, it's just time accurate. So now you can, like, based on the number of, like, if you did 7 characters, it would be on a word basis. 15 characters, it'll be on every 3 words. And then you'll have a setting for your captions, and then that's done.
Because it's a separate element, you can position those too, right?
And initially, for your first runs, just to get a flow going, I would just render right in TimeBolt, use the built-in captions, and just get your first couple jobs done like that. So you got a good flow, and then figure out how fancy you want to get in design software. You're just getting used to publishing more, but publishing quality stuff, and it's information.
It ends up looking like you have multiple cameras.
Absolutely. With the punch values and all, it'll work great. And this would be a nightmare to do in another piece of software. Scale, it'd just be a nightmare, especially because of all the audio quality issues. Or not audio quality, but just background. Paul, is how you edit a vertical video inside TimeBolt. What I also like to do, let's say that was long format. Let's say that was long format, 16:9, and it was like an interview that you did with me that you'd want to have like chapters made, okay? What I would recommend doing is you take the SRT file that you downloaded, which has the time accurate timestamps, open it with text editor, copy and paste this whole freaking thing right there in the GPT, and tell it to have your prompt ready. This way, give me the description, title,
summary description,
fucking all that stuff, and then break this down into the most important topics, not to exceed more than 5 chapters, right? And with the timestamps, and then so you don't even have to really do the markers. You don't really have to you could type in, this is chapter 1. What I'm saying, but that really doesn't need to happen now that you got GPT. It'll just format it. It'll format it for you and find like the key, like what are the key.
Gemini will do it too, or
with the SRT file, all of them.
Just make sure you tell them that, hey, I want YouTube chapters from this SRT file.
That's TimeBolt in a nutshell. I know that you had seen that you can do recordings with it. I don't know if you do screen recordings or anything like that.
I end up doing a lot of training that I don't have a good way to capture. Right.
Okay. Well, this is the thing. I always love the show. Okay, because this is real. All right. Best, see what this says. 4K screen recorder. Oh, it just said free. Best free. See how
higher up now.
But these are sponsored. Okay. Those are sponsored results.
Yeah.
And we are number 2 out of
wait, all of the above were sponsored?
Somebody on Reddit to raise you up, right? Because scroll down, Doug. Reddit's the top, right?
Yeah, Reddit's the top.
So you need some.
I think
Reddit
it matches exactly like best. Maybe you should try
dude.
Best.
I'm a shrill dude.
I think you should try free 4K record instead of best, because I think best is what now it's on.
Bloom is not a free 4K screen.
Yeah, that's actually a scam. It's not a 4K.
It's a scam. You do not get free 4K.
It's not free 4K. You have to pay for the 4K.
But isn't that awesome? Though? There's think about all the vibe codes and all the shit out there. The reason why we show up number 1 and number 2 is because we also have a best in class 4K screen recorder as well. So what this means is I simply open up TimeBolt Capture right here.
Is advised.
Let's see, where am I? Elgato virtual camera. I can do things like I can start recording. If I was recording on my Mac, okay,
Right.
a 16 by 10 screen, you'd want to make sure to hit 16 by 9 centered, no black bars, because if you were to take that, there's no other way. If you were to take that recording into like YouTube, you'd have black bars because your whole 16, it's a 16 by 10 screen recording. So
I can't tell you how many times I have to bring it into Final Cut and cut out the black bars.
damn. Well, man, today's your lucky day. I'm seriously, I just love this
Yep.
tool. A 16 by 9, it automatically looks at the resolution, screen resolution of your Mac
Right.
and
Yep.
crops it.
That's awesome.
Do square, you can do vertical.
Actually, I cheat sometimes though, and I'll shift it up and then I have branding on the bottom. But
Well, this is the thing. You've got the capability to do like small thumbnails,
Right.
and because you'll realize that when you talk, it's on, and when you don't talk, it's off. So you stop talking, then you go full screen, start talking again, and then when you switch back, and you said like it looks like there's multiple camera angles. And
well, we do that. I do that with my switcher, but I wouldn't have to lay it in with the switcher and have it always be there, right?
correct. You'd be able to do this. This is what's really cool. I could hit start recording right now. I can do this. I can switch cameras. Here, I'll just do it right. See screen.
Oh, so while it's recording and it doesn't
Yeah.
record that, you need to eat your own dog food. And then his guest said, I have no idea what you're talking about right now. So he had to go into a full explanation of how you got to use the tool and understand what you're doing, right? In order to judge whether the AI is giving you accurate answers or it's lying to you. The problem with AI right now is it's creating a lot of artificially intelligent people. See, another
Well-
dumb joke for your detector.
Is there anything additional, any other workflows that you want to talk about, Paul?
No, this is great because we do this all the time. There's kind of man on the street interviews and you get what you get. It's not scripted at all. So the ability to quickly get something meaningful and the punch in, punch out, that's awesome. And being able to fix audio because you're not in a studio, right? That's
Yeah.
great. All of those things are things that take us a lot of time. This is very helpful, Doug and Quinton. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. That's it for this episode of Live Office Hours. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course the notification bell when we go live. And we're out of time. Thank you. We'll see you, Paul.
All right. Bolt that time.
I'll make
Take
sure you
care.
get a
Bye-bye.
copy of this.